So in our panel, we were discussing allocation, and in particular about ways of basically capitalizing or mobilizing more capital into the African continent. The key takeaways from that is that more discussion amongst other peer investors from other geographies would help in terms of having global parties come to invest more in Africa. The other takeaway is basically more participation from locals themselves. So if more investors who are based in the continent invest in the continent, it becomes like a vote of confidence to invite global investors to do the same. So I'd say most recently what we've noted as a fund is a very, I would say, profitable environment within the tech space in the North African region. In a number of our funds, we've had a couple of exits in that area, in that part of the world, and it has been extremely profitable. So I'll say that is probably what's bubbling at the moment. But from a long-term or medium-term basis, I'd say there's a strong investment investment case for infrastructure assets, I'd say broadly throughout the continent, but towards the West Africa and Southern African regions. Looking at what I've just said about the strong case for infrastructure, I think recently what's been picking up and is quite interesting is renewables. It's an infrastructure play, but obviously there's a lower amount of development time needed there. So your J-curve is slightly shortened, and it also contributes towards generating electricity and putting more watts on the grid. So I think that is a very good space to look at. Also leads to net zero and helps with the climate change crisis that we face as a country and the continent at large. So I'd say not changes per se, but more buy-in, particularly from pension funds. The regulatory environment has been made more conducive, in particular in South Africa. There's been a higher investment limits from a regulatory space, allowing pension funds to allocate more towards infrastructure and private equity funds in general. So right now, basically, the ball is on LP's court to basically start allocating more. So I like the energy. What I like most is meeting other peer LPs. We hardly meet across the year and everything is on email. Meeting LPs, meeting the GPs that I'm invested into as a fund as well. So it's a good place to meet peers and also being kept abreast of local industry developments.